We are live. Okay, so today, what is it? September 2nd, right? 9/2/2021. So our objective today is to look at the different forms of linear equations. Okay, and I'm going to highlight linear. And what I know about any linear, if it's linear, two things. One, it's got to be degree 1. And the second thing is it's going to be straight. Because it's degree 1, okay? So we've seen on our warm-up y equals 2x minus 5 was our warm-up, right? You guys remember that? That's linear. Now, when I say degree 1, in this class we're going to see all sorts of different lines. Degree 1 means the fact that it has an exponent of 1, okay? And of course, that's an invisible one. It's an implied one. But if it's degree 1, or if it's just a 2x, it's got to be a straight line. It also makes it linear, okay? So there's several different ways to describe it, okay? One, standard form or general form. I like to call it, most books call it standard form. This book likes to call it general form. And that is where you have your ax plus by equals c. That's your general form. A and b and c are just regular numbers. As an example, if I had a 2x plus a 3y equals 12, that's our general form. And again, like I keep saying, it's degree 1, so it's got to be linear. When do I like to use this one? Well, this one's kind of handy when you want to graph it, because you guys now know you can do the intercept form, right? Makes it super easy, right, to do intercept form. A lot of problems come in this, like for instance, example, tickets are $2 for children and $3 for adults. I mean, so, a lot of story problems are put together in general form, okay? Slope-intercept form is our y equals mx plus b. I like slope-intercept form because I think it's easiest to graph, because you have the y-intercept, slope, right? And it also tells us some things. The y-intercept is always the beginning amount, and the slope is the rate, right? For example, in my savings account, I might have $500, and every month I add
juniors,
25, right?
The juniors, if you have not gone down to have your picture taken, you need to head down now.
Yeah, when you guys come back,
going in the
you can take a picture of my notes, okay?
Right onto the stage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, the point slope form is one I use a lot, and a lot of kids don't, but I'm going to get you used to. We already have an example of that. There's my example of that. Point slope formula is this. It is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I like this formula. And you guys, I hope, are going to get used to it and like it too. So if you're given a point and a slope, if you're given a point and the slope, in our warm-up, let me grab our warm-up. Do we still have it? We did y equals mx plus b, right? And what we did is we plugged our 2 here for our slope, plugged the 6 here, equals -4 plus b, right? We did that that was one way we did it. But with the point slope formula, because what we know is a point and a slope, we could have done this. We could have gone y minus 6 equals 2 times x minus minus 4. We've gotten the exact same answer. And it's faster, okay? So again, let me show you one more time. So the point slope formula. So here's our warm-up, right? Put them side by side so you guys can see them. I want you to see why it's faster, okay? So to expedite it, I just plugged in my 6 in for the y value. I plugged in my -4 for the x value. I use this formula, and then it's faster, okay? And we'll practice this one, okay? So if you have a point and slope, I usually like to use a point and slope formula. Intercept formula is really weird. I don't use it very often, but it is like some x over a plus y over b equals 1. It equals 1. Always equals 1. I'll give you an example of this. I'll show you how it can be used. If you have a graph, again, I don't use this one very often because you can see it's not that handy. I would write this as an example, x over 2. You see the x-intercept? X over 2 plus y over 3 equals 1, okay? That is one equation. The same equation could be y equals what? A negative 3 halves x plus 3, right? Standard form, right? So they're all describing the same line, but just in different ways. You okay? Is okay with that? Most of the time, we're going to like this one, right? Y equals mx plus b. We like that one. We don't mind this one. This comes up in story problems quite often. And then this is the new one that we're going to use. We won't use this one very often, okay? All right, so let's take a look. Let's do some of these, okay? Example 1, sorry. Given, find the equation line passing through 1, 4, and 5, negative 2. Use the point slope formula. So again, you could graph it, but please don't. Graphing is kind of a pain, and graphing doesn't always work. So let's go ahead. First thing I need is the slope, right? So, thank you, Brittany. So if I need the slope, we know our slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? We need the slope because it does talk about use the point slope formula, so I need the slope. That's my slope formula, and you know, x1, y1, x2, y2. How am I doing? Ready? Thumbs up so far? Okay. And so, all right, the slope is going to be, let's see, I'm going to go a negative 2 subtract 4 over my 5 subtract 1, okay? And the order is important on this, like Brittany said. Thank God Brittany's here, huh? So when I make a dumb mistake, somebody's here to catch it, huh? Or negative 6 over 4 or negative 3 halves. Now, it's up to you. I like negative 3 halves because it describes slope. You could also change it to negative 1.5, okay? Or you could change this to negative 1.5. Now, we want to use the point slope form. So, okay, point slope form is this one. So I actually want to use that formula, okay? So I'm going to write it down. I use my y minus my y1 equals my m times my x minus my x1, okay? Now it gets pretty easy. I'll put my 3 halves here. I have a point, and you can use either point, you really can. But it says y1, x1, so I'll just use my 1 and 4. But you can use either point, because your line's going to go through both points, right? So you can use either point. So I'm just going to go y minus 4 equals negative 3 halves times x minus 1. Okay, there's my slope, which we found. Here's my y value and my x value. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify. Y minus 4 equals, I'm going to distribute this times this times this. Negative 3 halves x plus, and I may as well make it 1.5 just to make it easier. 1.5. It's going to make it easier for me to add 4, right? Just going to make it easier to add 4. I could have left it as 3 halves, but anyway. Plus 4, y equals a negative 3 halves x plus 5.5. Okay, so if we were to graph these 2 points, right, just graph point, point, boom, boom, connect the dots, this would be the line that would go through those points. Okay? Thumbs up? Okay. My first period algebra class, you're giving me a bunch of sideways thumbs. Okay, they're freshmen. Got my work cut out for me, don't I? All right, turn the page. Okay, example 2. Find the equation of the line parallel to 2x plus 3y equals 6 passing through the point negative 6, 12. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, like, I really need to find the slope. Really need to find the slope first. And if I have this 2x plus 3y equals 6, if I solve for y, I can get the slope, right? So let's find the slope. I've got my 2x plus 3y equals 6. And I'm just going to solve for y. Minus 2x, 3y equals minus 2x plus 6, right? Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2, okay? So it's just like a warm-up, right? We've got a line somewhere. It's going to look something like this, right? We've got a point way, way down here, and it's going to be parallel, right? So this, to me, would be the long way to do it, is to graph it. Really would be the long way. I think easier, and I like the point slope formula. I really do. So 2, I'm going to find the equation by using my point slope formula. I think you're going to start to like this. Brittany, do they use point slope formula quite a bit? Or do they use y equals mx plus b?
It depends on the problem.
Yeah.
I know the one with the circle and tangent lines uses point slope.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's why I'm going to emphasize this one, because they haven't used this one much.
I've
Okay.
never used the intercept form.
No, I can't even remember when I ever have either, right? Except for just doing problems in this book. Yeah. So we got to pick our point, x1, y1, so we'll go y minus a minus 12, right? Because there's my y value, equals my slope, which I know my slope is my negative 2/3, right? So I'm going to put my negative 2/3 in there. X minus my x value is in negative 6. Okay, and then I just need to tidy it up. I'll have my answer. So y plus 12 equals negative 2/3 x minus 3 goes into 6. We can do this. 3 goes into 6, 2 times 2 is 4, right? That's easy. Minus 12, negative 2/3 x minus 16. All right, here comes the hard one. You will have this question, not exactly, different numbers, on your test, okay? So to do it, let's figure out what the whole thing's asking, okay? I'm going to draw a picture first so you get it. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of line segment. So I'm just going to draw a picture, okay, so you get the idea. Negative 2, 3. Okay. And 4, negative 5. Okay. There's A and B. So let's figure out, if we know what the question's asking, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, we've got a line taken, AB, okay? What we want is a perpendicular line, right, kind of like that, through the middle, okay? We want a perpendicular line through the middle. So we're looking at some line that looks like this, right? That's what I want. All right. So if we know what we want, what are some important? Come on, you guys, help me out. What are some important? Yeah. Let's find that midpoint. Yes, yes. First one, midpoint. Awesome. Let's do that. Let's get the midpoint. Okay, so midpoint formula, we have that. It's my x2 plus x1 over 2, comma, y2 plus y1 over 2, right? I get a 2 over 2, a negative 2 over 2, which is a 1, negative 1. Okay, so my midpoint is at, okay, great. Awesome. That was a really important thing to get. What other feature do we need?
We need to find the slope of segment AB so we can find the
Nice. Yes. So if we can find the slope of AB, line L would have the opposite slope, right? Or the negative reciprocal, okay? Nice job, you guys. Okay, so slope of AB. So the second thing is slope. I know slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? Slope formula, good. Totally right. So then the slope is negative 8 over 6 or negative 4/3. Awesome. Totally agree. Okay, good. Now we need the equation, all right? Because we've got everything we need. We just need the equation of L, right? So you've got a couple of choices. I like the point slope because I have a point. I've got a midpoint. Okay, I got a point and I have a slope. I like the point slope formula. Okay, point slope. So my point slope formula is the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? And I'm using the 1, negative 1, because that's the point that it goes through, right? Don't use A and B, because it doesn't go through A and B, correct? Use the point, use the midpoint, okay? So, I'm going to go y minus, let's see, y1 is a negative 1 equals m, negative 4/3 times x minus 1. Oh, I'm running out of room, sorry, it's a little squished in there, you guys. Make that a plus, y plus 1 equals, I'm going to distribute, I'll get a negative 4/3 x plus 4/3, right? I will go minus 1, I'll get y equals a negative 4/3 x. Let's see, what is that, 1/3? 1/3. Okay, now, looking at this answer, I am pretty darn glad I didn't try and graph it. You guys agree? I mean, I could have gotten the slope, you guys, but to get that 1/3, I'm not going to be able to get that 1/3 by graphing it. Needed that, okay? Okay, so what do you guys say? Let's see, what time are we out of here?
Wait, did you already find the negative and the positive?
Did I make that mistake? Oh!
The original line.
Oh, Lauren! All right, darn me anyway. I found the wrong number. Golly.
Wait, so that wasn't the right, wasn't that
That's
the,
the equation of the original line.
Oh, Lauren, thank you. I made a mistake. Well, there you go. Gosh darn it. I'm starting off the year bad. Okay, thanks, Lauren. I need that slope, don't I? In fact, it makes sense because this thing goes uphill. So, sorry, scribble. Sorry, Carly. So sorry, Carly. My bad.
Fine.
I know. Don't you hate when I make mistakes? I do too. Okay, so now let's use this slope. There we go. Let's use that slope. Sorry, Elise. Welcome to Mr. Davies' class where he always makes mistakes, right? So how about y minus 1 equals 3/4 times x minus 1. Okay, let's get a better answer. My bad. Y plus 1 equals 3/4 x plus, or minus 3/4, right? Minus 1, y equals 3/4 x minus 1 and 3/4 or 7/4. Whoops. Yeah, nice job. Better. Forgive me. Okay. So there is our homework. And